how to play the piano using AI-powered gloves, or understanding the anatomy of the human heart in virtual reality. The future of learning looks bright. That's our topic on Shift. Using cutting-edge technology to reimagine the way we learn sounds pretty exciting. But in many schools around the world, like here in Germany, you'd be happy just to find a working computer. Still, innovative methods of teaching are being tested all the time. Studies show that students using VR and AR are more curious and more engaged. They also seem to learn more in comparison to a traditional classroom environment. Experts predict that the global market for VR in education will grow from about 8 billion euros in 2022 to more than 42 billion euros in 2027. So, how does virtual reality in education work?
I keep trying to use ChatGPT, but it never gives me the results I want. What am I doing wrong? I hear this all the time.
Take a look.
Van Gogh's masterpieces exhibited in the classroom, viewable in VR. Grazing mammoths in front of a VR school, and faraway planets suddenly an arm's length away. With the help of VR headsets and controllers, students at Redham House Berkshire School can tackle their subject matter up close. Biology lessons are also far more interactive in virtual reality.
You can have a big beating heart and you can see the flow of blood through it, and you can understand the chambers and the valves. It's literally walk through a heart, things like that. So yeah, really, really useful for children's deeper understanding of what they're studying.
For teachers, this opens up many new possibilities.
We've used virtual reality across every subject as part of our pilot for virtual reality. Some of the most impressive things we can do are science experiments that would otherwise be impossible or too dangerous to do in a classroom.
Virtual reality is already being integrated into vocational training. Trainees at a Mercedes-Benz workshop use VR to practice painting cars. This way, they can learn to consistently keep the same distance, which is tricky for beginners. Education expert Benjamin Passen says it's an ideal use case.
The advantage of interactive educational technologies like virtual reality or augmented reality lies in the possibility of practicing different scenarios without the risk of damaging material or putting people in harm's way. You can also repeat the same scenario over and over again, so there's a practice effect.
Getting your reps in virtual reality definitely has its advantages. Imagine the benefits for surgical students who can hone in their skills in a VR environment. Researchers in Dresden are working on something called the Internet of Skills. The idea is to equip people with smart gadgets so they can learn from the comfort of their own home. Check it out.
Learning real-world skills using AI. Researchers are experimenting with machines that could one day teach us complex activities like surfing.
Yeah, I'm ready for Hawaii.
A smart suit fitted with sensors is also in development. The user's movements are recorded and compared to what they should ideally be. The data is stored in the cloud. The user receives feedback through visual cues or movements from the suit. A small motor called an actuator converts electrical signals into motion.
Here at SATI, we want to build the internet of the future, what we call the tactile internet. So far, the internet has provided access to information. With the Internet of Skills, we could also provide online access to the abilities that another person has. So if someone is good at baking or playing the piano, you can learn that skill from home or have it performed for you at home.
Haptic gloves help the wearer learn to play piano. This smart suit analyzes and corrects body movements. The suit guides the user by running through the correct motions. The proper posture is demonstrated, and you can concentrate on the precise finger positions.
Another thing making me feel excited is I can really see how I played as an avatar. It's very important to hold your hand in the right gesture. Otherwise, after
many years playing. If we always use the wrong gesture, we will have the information.
The researchers' aim is for AI and robots to assist people.
Gerade in der Interaktion zwischen Mensch und Maschine sehen
The
wir
real benefit is the interaction between humans and machines. Humans have the power of innovation, while machines are good at repetitive tasks. And that's something we need to keep saying to people, because there's this fear that robots and AI will take over when actually we still need humans to drive innovation.
Humans and machines treading new ground together.
ChatGPT has also opened up new avenues in education. Released in November 2022, this AI tool had more than 1 million users in just 5 days. But what's so special about it? Here are 3 tips on how you can make the most of this chatbot.
No time to read a full article? ChatGPT can summarize it. Just copy and paste the link and ask the AI chatbot to write up some bullet points. The topic is too complex to understand? Ask the chatbot to break it down for you, step by step. You're having trouble with research? ChatGPT can help find sources or give you a general overview. But beware, ChatGPT's training data can quickly become outdated. Although developers are experimenting with search features that include current events, they're only available to paid subscribers. And don't forget, every answer provided by ChatGPT needs to be fact-checked. And students especially should take note. Universities are currently debating if and how AI tools like ChatGPT should be used in the future, and how that might change our understanding of authorship. Completely banning AI tools is probably not going to work, though.
Stop updating your resume, because after this one workshop, recruiters won't need it. They'll chase you for this one skill. Want proof? Every message here is offering.
The best solution is not to ban AI technologies, but instead to determine with students the most effective methods to create high-quality texts. And that doesn't simply mean letting AI write the text. Instead, students could work with the AI to develop several iterations of a text and then flesh out their own argument with the help of this AI tool.
Artificial intelligence is basically like a giant toolbox. If you know how the tools work and which to use to fix a specific problem, it can be really useful. At Deutsche Welle, we do not currently publish any journalistic work produced from generative AI, but PW is looking for ways to responsibly harness the potential of so-called large language models.
When it comes to comment moderation on social media, can ChatGPT help write a program that generates replies or filters out offensive or discriminatory comments? We turn to the chatbot to try and do just that.
I can say, I have no idea of coding, for example, which is what we did, and it will reply, okay, let's help you with that.
And it worked. In no time, one team had managed to create a prototype with the help of ChatGPT.
I'm a journalist, right? I'm not a coder, but I can do these things because I get help with AI, and it's just expanding your capabilities.
The journalists give directions as to what the program should do, and the AI bot writes the code.
I asked for a code, it gave me a code, but I had no idea how the code works. It's just numbers and digits to me, some alphabets to me, but I don't know how it produced, what's the idea behind the code, all these things. So I don't really imagine it to be a teacher, but definitely I'm very sure it will help you.
Benjamin Paassen cautions against viewing AI tools as independent and autonomous.
I don't think of AI tools as their equals. AIs aren't conscious human beings. They're tools that can support us in our work. And I believe teamwork between humans and AI supporting educational technology, these AI tools, can be more effective and produce a higher quality output than either humans or AI tools on their own.
But there's more to digital learning than AI. So-called edutainment apps are fun, but also informative. Loveland, for example, is used for sex education. Questions on this topic aren't always easy to ask, and answers from the internet aren't necessarily correct.
These students in Cape Town have a special assignment today. They're testing out the edutainment game, Loveland.
We need young people to help us to create game.
give us critical feedback and say, oh, this is really boring, or this is really cool.
The game deals with a difficult topic amongst teenagers, sex education, without the stigma or the shame. In the game, users need to complete levels on different islands that each stand for an issue of their own, like contraception or mental health. 14-year-old Sibulele and her friends have already tested the app.
The thing that I like about the app, it is not offensive. It is you learn, but you also playing at the same time. The game doesn't only focus on sex because it also focuses on boosting people's laws, boosting people's self-esteem.
Karen Stirling has tested the app in many countries. She realized that teenagers around the world usually have the same questions, and they often trust misinformation from the internet.
I experienced them very interested and very eager to learn, but you need to give them the space. So that's what we try to make with Lovely, with only proper and age-appropriate information. The long-term consequences of lack of sexual education are often very hard and kicks them out of economy and social life.
Sibulele agrees that there's a lack of proper sex education in her community.
South Africa is rare for parents to teach you about sex, and that's why you find many teenagers in South Africa and having these diseases and getting pregnant. You are told not to have sex, but they don't tell you the consequences. And we as teenagers, we want to know, if I were to do this, what would happen? And you end up trying to do so.
Edutainment apps are successful because they incorporate playful elements, which can reinforce learning. The school director is pleased his pupils are taking part.
I want them to be the pioneer so that when they master that, it's going to be actually easy for our school to adopt that game as a way of learning and create awareness when it comes to sexual education.
For teenagers, this means learning by playing.
Digital learning opens up new possibilities. So, will human instructors become obsolete in the future? I, for one, am skeptical. Could you imagine learning new things with only a computer and AI? Or would you prefer human support?
The thing is, वो नहीं पहनती ये तो पजामे पजूमे पहने करेगी जब बड़ी हो जाएगी पकड़ा तो रोज पकड़ रही हूँ तो मुझे पकड़ो मैं तुम्हें पकड़ू सबसे ही हो जाए
तुम्हें तुम्हारी गांड चाट खा दी
अभी अब निकल के आ गई ना स्ट्रेट
Hello, I hope all the participants have seen just now what we have seen to the YouTube. I want you to ask some questions about it, about the virtual reality, augmented learning, how it's supposed to various things in education, not only scholastic, even the non-scholastic aspects of educational system. Always we think about scholastic things like curriculum, syllabus, and in the syllabus, the text. But even sex education can be done, and also music playing with the help of virtual reality and sensors. It is possible to machine learning, virtual augmented learning, augmented reality learning. So I want participants to have some questions about this. I know that these all advanced gadgets and advanced features have not yet come to our country because we are facing a lot of challenges in the field of education. Just, I would like to ask some questions about it so that I can continue with some other presentation. Please, go ahead. I want anybody to speak about it, because these are the things which will come in near future at a fast phase of movement. Is there anybody? I'm not listening to any questions now. Hello. Are you all there? I want to see your faces. Please switch on the videos.
Sir, I have a point to make.
Yeah.
I'm Dr. Neha.
Yes, madam.
This is just regarding that I think apart from the ICT and other curriculum, like we are trying to inculcate
Yeah.
the technology with the
Yeah.
students, I feel we should also educate them of the negative part also, like
Yes.
how to use them.
Can you
Not
please throw
everything.
some light on how we can eliminate these negative elements? That is a wonderful thought that you have generated now.
Let's
Because
say when
in the young minds,
let's say when a
always it will go
student
to the
writes
negative side
research
only, as you
paper
said.
or
Yes, madam. Please continue.
yeah, no, I'm telling like not only negative that way. I mean, when you write a research paper or any assignments or anything, often students use ChatGPT and everything, but they do not know that ChatGPT is just trained to pick things from web, but it does not basically go ahead and check for the information correctness. So I think that should be also taught to students.
Correct.
Though we should not discourage them from using it, but also taught them how to use it correctly. Basically, that's what I'm trying to say.
That's right. So I want other participants to come out with this. Some reflections. Anybody here?
Yes, sir. I am also reflecting on the same point. When we are asking students to write a paper, with the help of all these tools, they are writing a paper. They are actually generating a paper rather than
Yes.
generating a paper without knowing that what content, what is the research, is it authentic or not. So
That's
in this aspect, we have to throw some light to students also how to use it.
That's correct. That's correct. Next, anybody else? Just I want to throw some light on it after this. So as our teachers, professors said just now, it is a human mindset that whatever usefulness is there in the field of information and communication technology, for example, if we take ChatGPT, that is used for both positive as well as negative purposes. Recently, I have heard that the lawyers or advocates in the court, they are using ChatGPT for delivering arguments, discussions, evidences, references in the premises of the court hall. But ultimately, in the High Court, an order is passed by the judge saying that even the judges are using it for uh, giving judgments in the court. And they have limited ChatGPT and some the other such artificial intelligence supported elements only to search for internet and give the references by the advocates and not for the judgment. When you look at this, obviously in the field of education also is happening. As Madam said, there are a lot of confusions. And of course, without basic knowledge and research insights, if such materials are used in the education, they will get into confusion and they may not having the right insight of what they are doing. So with this, we would like to say that has to be used in a positive purpose. That's why in the previous session, I talked about mentoring system. Every day, some teachers has to supervise the allotted mentees and they have to guide them how to use all these technological features effectively. Then the problem will be very minimal. And they should tell them when they go to internet, they have to focus on what topic they are searching for. That is also important. So like this, lot of things can be done. So I want everyone to understand this so that the teaching effectiveness will be enhanced. Thank you very much, madam, for your insight about artificial intelligence. Anybody else would like to talk about the videos that just now we have seen? Otherwise, how much time I'll be having about, think 45, 30 minutes time. Is it right? Anjan Swami, sir? Up to what time we are going to have a session?
Sir, 4:30,
To
sir.
4:30, sir.
4:30, sir.
Okay, fine. So now I'm going to give some more information about technology use and integration. So how better we can do online and digital education by ensuring the equitable use of technology. And I hope this PowerPoint presentation will provoke, will motivate you to give some more questions, pose some more questions so that we can discuss more about the issues. See, we have seen that India is a global leader in ICT because if you go abroad to America, to Dubai, wherever you go, we play a major role in the field of ICT and in other cutting edge domains such as space also. Even NASA, there are so many Indians are there because we Indians are very intelligent intellectuals and brilliant enough to handle such software or programming technologies and coding technologies. Digital India campaign is helping to transform the entire nation into a digitally empowered society and a knowledge economy. Educational technology will play an important role in the improvement of educational process and outcomes, as we discussed. The relationship between technology and education is at all levels is bidirectional. So we have seen this in recent times. How it is bidirectional? We have seen the space, how we go to space, how we handle the functions and strategies in the space, how we can bring the people who are trouble in the space. There are so many examples in front of education. When we look into the education stream, all innovations, all new gadgets, all new technologies, artificial intelligence things are coming to our country very soon. It will not be delayed because even our students, small young kids, children, they are having more knowledge of such kind of virtual realities. Extensive use of technology in teaching and learning, removing language barriers, increase access, and differently abled students and educational planning and management. This particular point has been emphasized by National Education Policy in 2020 because we want to use everybody extensive. When we say education is for all, ICT is for all, why we are leaving these differently abled students? Even those students, for example, visually challenged students, physically challenged students, they can feel virtual realities, artificial realities through various gadgets. Even the visual challenged students can listen to it and they can learn. They can write the examinations through various formats. And of course, we have to remove the language barrier, as we said earlier. And educational planning and management. Now we have learning management system everywhere in all institutions that especially in private managements and universities especially. Those learning managements have been developed by the software programs using latest technologies like Python and other languages in ICT. These learning management system entirely focuses on learner-centered education. How? They give 100% information to the learners within the reach of their fingertips. They can access to the content, they can access to the curriculum, access to the syllabus, as well as all the process, what is happening in the institution, in their curriculum, and what is best for them. They can choose as per the need of the students. They can choose and pick the learning styles of students at their own time, at their own place, at their own phase of learning ability. They can understand and learn with these features. So that is the beauty of educational planning now. Everything can be planned well in advance as we plan our calendar of events, action plans, program plans, like that. The AI will develop all these programs with the coding done by the software professionals. Once it is done, that can be used in the beginning stage. That may be very expensive, and people may feel that it is very expensive compared to the traditional type of things. But in administration and management also, planning also, it will be more helpful when once it is set up, the program is set up, the whole of the school life, school period, school years will be met with such very good strategies of digital improvements. And the whole data, since from the starting point of their schooling to higher education, everything will be consolidated, and through artificial intelligence that can be acquired, how their improvement has been done, their achievement has been upgraded, how they have learned so many things during their schooling and college level and also higher education level. So this will be beneficial both for the students and teachers. And even the community, the parents will see the progress of the students very easily within the reach of their fingertips. So that is the use of technology and integration, especially emphasized by National Education Policy 2020. And when we talk about disabled students, we all know that there are four categories that can be divided among them: mild, moderate, severe, and profound. Of course, we talk about integrated education to all. When we say integrated education, we have another branch called special education. In our country, we are very much focusing on special education rather than integrated education. What actually is the actual meaning of integrated education? If you look at the advanced countries like Finland, Canada, America, and other countries, you just go and search the YouTube, you will find the integrated schools wherein all these four categories, mild, moderate, profound, and severe categories of the differently able students, will be in one classroom. We'll be surprised to know this because we have thought that only mild and moderate category of such differently able pupils will come into the regular stream of education. And when we train our teachers to cater the needs of such mild and moderate students, they can accommodate them with other students. But now the concept has been all changed in advanced countries, but it has been written in our Indian constitution saying that education for all. When we say education for all, then these ICT has to be disseminated and utilized for all. That means we have to utilize these facilities for all categories of students. First, we have to create an atmosphere wherein all categories of students should be in one room, and according to their mental, intellectual, and skill abilities, they have to be given the gadgets, the inputs, educational inputs, and other things. Only thing, teacher has to be trained how to tackle and handle such differently able students at their own pace of learning. That is very important. We know that severe and profound cannot learn the syllabus that we propose in their schooling, but they will be happy when they are with other kids and they will feel very excited. And the other kids who so-called normal kids, what we say, they will be happy to have such caring and sharing with the by seeing such beautiful, differently able students. That's how some elements are missing in our education system. So even NEP 2020 has uh, definitely increasing access, said about increasing access to for these kind of differently challenged students. So these are some basic issues and challenges in our educational system, that ICT can be used everywhere, anywhere, to anyone. For example, we don't have maternal education. What is that maternal education? We never thought of that in our Indian system of education. When I was in Egypt, I went to American University. One professor in American University was doing a research study on maternal education, because she said, we all know that in psychology we say that the brain development is very rapid during the first 3 years of age, and in the first 3 years of age the child will be with mother or anybody who is looking after the child. And have we given appropriate education to the mother? Have we catered to that maternal education so that the mother, ತಾಯಿಯೇ ಮೊದಲ ಗುರು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Mother is the first teacher, we all know. So how far we have met education, providing education to such mothers, that is another global challenge in education. So in our country, we need to address such so many big issues, and these issues can be catered through introduction of or implementation of information and communication technology. Only thing is the policymakers, administrators, governments, and moreover the teachers has to show lot of interest and take up responsibilities, so that we have to cater the needs of everyone. Even our Indian constitution says that education has to be for all without any discrimination. So why we have left such categories of differently able students, mothers of our country? So these are the examples I am giving. So ICT will become very much important in such cases. We have seen the videos how ICT has given very good knowledge about, because everything can be felt virtually. Even the sex education, we are afraid to talk about sex education in the classes. Why we are afraid to talk about sex education? I don't know. Because we don't have a proper awareness of sex education, because the 3% organ which will be used in our life, we are never bothered about pronouncing the words of that, uttering the words of that organ. We have to call penis or vagina, whatever it is, how sex education has to be given. See, in the last video we have seen, during the sex education also, that virtual thing has been given to the students so that they can learn everything scientifically and they can have very safe sex when they grown up. And it may lead to stopping various things like HIV, because we know that India is the largest country to have HIV infections among various people next to Africa. So are we catering to such needs? Why can't we use ICT as proposed by NEP 2020? So we have to think a lot about these kind of issues and challenges we are facing now. And moreover, we have to have hope on teachers only. We cannot have hope on students, because students may not come forward to discuss so many things in their educational learning experiences. It's a role of the teacher which plays an important role. Maybe for that sake only NEP 2020 awareness program has been organized extensively for all the teachers of the country. Yes, Gayatri madam, would you like to say something? Okay, friends, with these discussions, if any questions are there, please come out with the questions so that we can discuss more about the things that we have discussed in 10 minutes now. Any questions? So that I can move forward. I want to invite a lot of questions so that simply going with a lecture mode or a PowerPoint mode may not be so effective. That will become monotony for you because afternoon session, I hope question and answer session will be very good.
ಸರ್
Yes,
ರಾಕೇಶ್
sir. ಕೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಸರ್ ನೀವು ಆಗ್ಲೇ ತಾಯಿಯೇ ಮೊದಲ ಗುರು ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ ಸರ್.
ಹೌದು
ಸರ್ ಈಗಿನ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಬೇಗ ಕಳ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಿಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಸರ್.
ಹೌದು
ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ರೆ
ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾ ಸರ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸು?
ಅದೇ ಕಿರಿಕಿರಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆದಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ರೆಸಿಡೆನ್ಸಿಯಲ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ.
ಹೌದು ಹೌದು ಹೌದು. ಆದ್ರೂ ಸರ್ ನಾವು ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದೇ 6 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ 1ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಏನೋ ಅದಕ್ಕೂ ಮುಂಚೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ 3 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಂಗನವಾಡಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿಸೋವಂಥ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ಸಣ್ಣ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಸೇರಿಸಂತ ಅಂಗನವಾಡಿ ಕಾರ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅಂಗನವಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದೇ ರೀತಿ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಯಾರೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ನೋ ಸಚ್ ನಾಮಿನ್ಕ್ಲೇಚರ್ ಆಸ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್. ಅಂಗನವಾಡಿ ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಅಂಗನವಾಡಿ ಸಹಾಯಕರು ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ. ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಮೋರ್ ಓವರ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟ್ರೈನ್ಡ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಸೈಕಾಲಜಿಕಲ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್. And we are talking about building confidence, giving motivation to students when the brain development is very higher between the age of 0 to 3 years. That the small child has to get lot of inputs during that time. That is only possible with mother or the caretaker of that child. That is the idea. For example, ನಾವು ಆ ತಾಯಂದ್ರಿಗೆ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವ. ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟಾಟ್ ದೆಮ್ ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಿಷನ್, how to get a proper diet, how to bring up the child with proper nutrition, proper ideas, proper confidence, proper braveness. Psychological fact, there are so many psychological factors. When the kid is more powerful and more input has been added to that during these 3 years, that the performance in the educational achievement or any other achievement will be higher. The study reveals that. Even that has been contributed by socio-economic status. It plays a major role in upbringing the child. There are so many research studies have been done on that. Correct, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಾ ಸರ್ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ?
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸಬ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಸರ್ ನಂದು.
ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಈಗ ಸರ್ ಈಗ ಏನು PUC ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡ ಕೋಚಿಂಗ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಈ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ತಗೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ MBBS ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, IIT ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ನಾಗ ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚನೇ ಓಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
Yes, sir. Everybody is behind money.
ಮನಿ ಸರ್. ಬಟ್ ಉಳಿದ ಹ್ಯುಮ್ಯಾನಿಟೀಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಸೈನ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಇವನ್ನ ಓದೋರು ಯಾರು ಸರ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮುಂದೆಲ್ಲ?
Okay, sir. It's a very good question. And of course, many of our teachers know the answer for this. We are pressurizing the students. That has to be eliminated. There are so many avenues wherein students get opportunities and shine themselves everywhere. The mentality of the Indian population, or Indian parents especially, has to be changed. The community has to get the awareness. Now it is changed, sir. At the urban level, it is changing a lot. Even I've seen so many educated parents, they want their children to grow up with their own ambition. They're not insisting them to become a medic or an engineer. We are looking the transitional change day by day, sir. I hope you convince with it.
Yes, sir. Second or third generation go to abroad, sir. ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೂರನೇ
generation ಅಬ್ರಾಡ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂತಿಲ್ಲ. ಈವನ್ in India also, lot of revolution is taking place in the field of education and ICT. We will get lot of opportunities, sir, in India itself. No need to go to abroad. Sir, we have to inculcate such kind of mindset among our students. Very good question. Very good supplement.
ಸರ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸರ್.
ಹಾ,
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ಏರಿಯಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ದಾವಣಗೆರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ವಿದ್ಯಾನಗರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಗೊತ್ತು ಸರ್, ಹೇಳಿ.
ಆ ಏರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ದೊಡ್ಡ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಮನೆಗಳು ಕಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಒಂದು 60, 40, 60, 80ಗೆ ಆ ಮನೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಏಜ್ ಸರ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಅಜ್ಜ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಅಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದಾರೆ ಸರ್. ಮಕ್ಕಳೆಲ್ಲ ಅಬ್ರಾಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಇದು ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಡ್ರಾಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊರಾಲಿಟಿ ಡ್ರಾಬೇಕು?
ಸರ್, ಮೊರಾಲಿಟಿ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಅಬ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್. We cannot say which is right and wrong by in the purview of morality. Everything is based on the value. Value system always depend on desire. When desire comes into the front picture, our value changes accordingly. So it is very abstract to discuss about morality. Only thing is, in our education system, teachers have been trained a lot. Now we are training the teachers. You are training other teachers. You are training other community people. So see that the change has to be brought gradually from it has to be multiplied from one teacher to many teachers, one person to many persons. Like that, it has to go in an upward direction. So that gradual upward upgradation has to be brought. The mindset of the people has to be positively changed, saying that the opportunity is everywhere, not only in medical or engineering. And there is no need to go to abroad by leaving our parents in their homes. So that mindset will come, sir. Gradually, it will happen in our country also. Only thing is the proper job opportunity and appropriate salary, this paying emoluments has to come in our system. Then everything will be getting a change, obviously.
ಸರಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣದ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಏನು ಸರ್? ಟೋಟಲ್
ಸರ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣದ
ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಸರ್, ಉದ್ದೇಶ
Sir, happiness and keeping ourselves calm, peaceful is the main objective of education, sir. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. ಮತ್ತೆ ಈ old age home
but now ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ sir has raised a very good question. Even though it is not directly related to ICT, I would like to comment on this. ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲರ ಜೊತೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಬಿಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿರಬೇಕು, ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿರಬೇಕು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಏಮ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್. ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಬಿಕಮ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿಯರ್, when we become peaceful, when we are socially desirable, when we build a very good network. We are not teaching these things in education to our students. We are always telling our children or our students, saying that you have to get the highest marks, you have to get the first rank, and you have to score more than 98%. So we are making a lot of mistake in our education system. I hope our forthcoming teachers definitely are very much taking care of all these issues. Okay, sir?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Anything else? So if we keep on discussing about education system, it is endless. Only thing is we have to get into action, and our teachers really has to take up the responsibility. We don't allow our teachers to deny the responsibility. Yes, anything else?
Not only teachers, it is a responsibility of the parents also.
Sir, who will give awareness to parents? Because if you take any case, if you take ICT, if you take sex education, if you take differently able students, if you take population education, whatever educational challenges you take, parents are very much innocent, sir. They don't have awareness, sir. It is a duty of the teaching fraternity, sir, to bring awareness. I always with the teachers only. Because I am also a teacher, I know the responsibility that we have taken. We have to arrange for orientation programs for the community. Have we done that? Have we brought the parents to enlighten them regarding all these issues? How much we have worked on that? How much action research we have done? How much basic research we have done? How much research policies that we have adopted in our teaching learning process or educational system? Let us ask questions to ourselves, sir. In our country, we are very much ignoring so many important elements of education. That's why these problems are arising. I may be wrong. You can correct me. Anybody else would like to share your views?
Yes, sir.
There are
Yes,
18
sir.
participants here, including me. ಇದೆಯಾ ಏನಾದರೂ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಿ.
Okay, shall we go next, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Sir, last session ಅಲ್ಲಿ we discussed about thrust of technological interventions. We have already discussed about teaching, learning, and evaluation process. How effectively in the this system approach that has to be done. That is input and processing and output. Because input, we know that how far better facilitation we'll give to the students through various channels. That is input. And the process is like a black box. We could not see directly what is happening, what experience we are sharing, what experiential learning they are getting. We don't know the process. But of course, the output, the product what we'll see, the observe, that will be seen. That's why this ICT will enhance the input in the beginning level itself. When we see the output at the last stage, again, we have to get ready ourselves for the input. When the performance of the students or achievement of the students are decreasing, of course, let us use the blended learning or ICT intervention wherever necessary, so that we can again re-input to the process. And of course, there are so many research studies have proven that they have got the findings that saying these ICT based learning is very influential and effective to the student community. So we have to very keen on this particular finding and implement it in education system. The next is supporting teacher preparation and professional development. So ICT is very useful for teacher preparation as we are doing now. And of course, we need to have so many infrastructural facilities and also digital gadgets to cater the needs of such professional preparation of teachers and professional development. And also education, enhancing the educational access is also important, because nowadays we are having very good computers, mobile phones, tablets. We can use it everywhere and we can distribute it to anyone and they can access it. And it is not too expensive also. We have expensive brands also and also very inexpensive brands also. Why can't we, in a subsidized rate, we can provide it to the students through administration or through management or through government initiatives? That has to be taken care of. Only teachers can bring these lacunas of education system to the government. And another thrust of the technological intervention is streamlining educational management and administration. Are we using ICT effectively? As I said, learning management system has to be brought, because students, as a student, even I have faced during my schooling period, there are a lot of questions in my mind I was not answered during that time by the teachers. Afterwards, I become teacher. Then I started to explore one by one and learned so many things. One fine time has come to me to teach about geography for a whole day to a resource group, teachers group. So what I did, I took a globe and started learning the globe, the entire globe, longitude, latitude, how season changes, how continents has been made, how everything. You can take a globe and the whole day you can teach geography with the help of a globe. That is a three-dimensional, 3D model that we are having, wonderful model. But of course, how we can streamline this management through ICT, through learning management system. Everything is possible, sir. We can give all information required for the teachers and students in the learning management system. We can access to the performance of teachers as well as students through learning management system. We can see the records, we can see the databases, we can see how effectively student is performing and how far we can give more information to student as per their needs and as per their learning styles. That is possible through learning management system, and the data will be stored for 100 of years, so that during their lifetime any student can use that data to identify how better progression has been made. These are all possibilities, sir, into with the help of ICT. And removing language barriers is very important, as we have discussed. Access to Divyang students, that is differently able students, is also very important. And of course, these thrust of technological interventions also have disruptive technological artificial intelligence, 3D, 7D virtual research has emerged now. See, one by one, everything is coming to the arena, sir. This educational system is having lot of changes in a forthcoming years, my dear friends. And of course, in many countries, they are using it, already using it for education system. We are not aware of holographic implementation or interventions in our education system. When it comes really, the students will feel that everything what they're watching virtually will be in a real time, in a quick time. That is the beauty of this 3D and 7D virtual reality. We have seen that in the previous video also. Extensive research is needed in a new technologies. That is very important, because without research based studies, if we implement something, that is of no use, because research will be done very much scientifically, and research bent of mind should be there for teachers always, even for the high school teachers, primary school teachers, including the institutions of higher education. Research bent of mind is required, because so many high school teachers will ask me, how can we do the research? We don't have the research methodology workshops or research methodology papers in our previous education, schooling, or wherever it is. And I'll tell them always, you have always an opportunity to go with action research, case studies. There's so many things that can be identified: the need of the student, need of the institution, need of the community, need of the teachers, through various input involving artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchains. These are all new words for so many teachers now. Blockchain, in cryptocurrency, we have heard this a very lot about blockchains, how these network marketing, these cryptocurrency peer-to-peer engaging, that has been done now with the help of artificial intelligence in the computers, by using the computers. This machine learning has made what is important for me, I can access it without typing or searching for it. And these smart boards has opened a very big world for the students inside the classroom. In the smart boards, we can access to various things. Not only it is a chalkboard or a blackboard like things, it has various benefits of virtual reality, artificial intelligence, computer programs, etc. And handheld computing devices, as we seen in our previous video, adaptive computer testing, and other forms of educational software and hardware, that is very much available in the market now. And one teacher cannot prepare or construct software programs. There is no need. There are so many applications are available uh, when we spend money for that. And money will buy so many things in the market that is helpful for the educational institutions. Even institutions, government are procuring these kind of softwares, even hardware, whatever it is, and software also. Even in schools, government has taken initiative to purchase the software and giving to the teachers and giving them to the training about it. Only thing is that ICT has been implemented extensively to the students. And of course, one more thing is, before scaling up interventions, the use and integration of technology to improve multiple aspects of education should be rigorously and transparently evaluated and relevant. That means we have to get the feedback time to time, so that whatever interventions, the use and integration of technology has to be assessed, measured, and how far our students are capable of handling all these things, whether we are giving proper awareness to them, are they able to access it. Everything has to be monitored by the teachers only, because we cannot blame the parents for not monitoring their students. Always, we ask the parents in their parent-teacher meeting to have an eye on the students. Even though, as Madam said, Chat GPT may become negative for the student to some extent, we have to tell them how effectively, how positively we have to use it by eliminating such elements. That is in the hands of the mentoring teachers. That's why this mentoring system has to come into existence in all institutions. So when we look at the adoption of emerging technologies in the near future, like artificial intelligences, robotics, 3D, simulation, other upcoming technologies. Like we have set up National Education Technology Forum at the central level to categorize emergent technology based on their potential. And we have Ministry of Education recommend NRF to take up further research on the identified areas. So especially National Research Foundation, National Educational Technology Forum. These are the initiatives by the government of India that has a very responsible position to do some researches on these emerging technologies in education, like artificial intelligence. You know that artificial intelligence, many things are possible. Hello? Somebody has switched on the mic. Please put it off, sir. So artificial intelligence means it is even though it is a new world for Indians, artificial intelligence already stepped in the world many years back, 10 years back. And of course, we heard of many persons are preparing, many countries have prepared robots which are handling the emotions. That's what we need now. Our coding and programming, whatever latest and innovative programs that we have like C, C++, Java, Python nowadays. These are all coming up and it is just a computer program. Once these artificial and intelligences have taken the human language or language programming and understanding the human emotions, it will just act like the human only. And I don't know where our world will go when teachers are using such kind of artificial intelligence with the help of robotics. That we can imagine. There are so many movies which have shown how these artificial intelligence, these robotics may cause destruction in the various aspects of our life. But once we have to overcome these negative side effects, only positive things when we take, we have to program in such a way it is in the hands of our humans, especially our teachers, has to send this message to the community or the programmers that they make. It has to be useful for the entire world, not only humans, for all animals, for environment, for all creatures existing on this earth. That is the main idea of this artificial intelligence enhancement. And of course, our government agencies have taken care of education technology by implementing all these artificial intelligence, robotics, 3D. 3D is, as I said, holographic image. You can search internet about holographic image. In very short time, we are going to get it through our various gadgets, even our watches, pens, our mobile phones. Every gadgets will be having these holographic images. That means virtual three-dimensional image will be formed through these capturing cameras, and that will be projected through various devices. So we feel that the object or a person will be in front of us, even though he is at a far place. That will create a very good effect for a learning experience. And of course, simulation is something which is done in a real time. We experience that really we are doing that by virtual goggles are there. By putting the virtual goggles and putting a lot of gadgets into our hands and fingers, when we move our limbs, we are going to move in a real time. The whole experience will be real for the person. And why can't we use it for do some researches, get some innovative gadgets that will be useful for all types of student needs or teachers needs. That will be helpful for very much for us in future days. I hope through this NEP 2020 initiative, ICT will play a major role, and all these gadgets, even though that can be developed by any country or any person, that will be used extensively by all over the world. And no matter it may come to our country also in a short period of time. We see nowadays we are having mobile phones starting from 10,000 rupees to 1.5 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh rupees. We are having mobile phones, all advancement we are having. Only thing, we should know the potential of those gadgets, how to use the potential of those gadgets. We have to build our own efficacy and potential to use those gadgets, to adopt those gadgets. We should have interest. So then only everything is possible as planned by National Educational Policy 2020. And especially when you look at National Educational Technology Forum, it is meant by it is actually proposed and established by Government of India. It has to advise central and state government on use of technology in education. So that advisory committee has been formed in NETF and build intellectual and institutional capacities in education technology. There are a lot of workshops and orientation programs, research oriented programs has to be undertaken by these NTF, and we all has to participate in such package programs so that we can learn so many things that will be incorporated in day-to-day educational setup, and articulate new directions for research and innovation. That is one of the major role of NETF, National Educational Technology Forum. How we have to do it? We have to identify the areas, dearth areas where we are having the failure, so that we have to go for the scientific research and innovation. That is the only thing that we can do to understand all these things. So like this, development aspects will be teachers, professional development in Diksha platform, and Diksha Swayamvaram will be better integrated across school and higher education. And we have to promote and expand Diksha as well as other education technology initiatives. We have to have a rich variety of educational software in all major Indian languages. That's very important, proposed by National Education Policy, and will also be access to differently abled Divyang students. Teaching learning e-content and uploaded onto Diksha platform. Suitable equipment for sustainability. Integrate e-contents into teaching learning practices. So National Research Foundation will be there, and on the other hand, this is the MHRD's response to formal recognition of a new disruptive technology. The National Research Foundation will initiate or expand research efforts in the technology. The role of National Research Foundation, it is advancing core artificial intelligence research has to be done, advancing international research efforts to address global challenges, developing and deploying application-based research, and these advancing international research will lead to healthcare, agriculture, climate change, and a lot of educational challenges that has to be met. And of course, what is the role of higher education institutions? All the teachers, all the, what do we say, community people, teachers, students, stakeholders of institutions play an active role in conducting research on digital versions of instructional materials, courses, including online course, and assessing their impact on specific areas. Higher education institutions will conduct targeted training for job readiness and address skilling, de-skilling, and de-skilling and scaling, keeping in view with disruptive technologies. And also universities will aim to offer PhD and master programs in core areas such as machine learning, as well as multidisciplinary fields of artificial learning, and professional areas like healthcare, agriculture, law, etc. There are so many areas. So these machine learning, even I didn't mention about gamification. It is one of the beautiful area of education. When we do gamification, not only we entertain our students, we'll ask them to engage in first-hand experience. The engagement of first-hand experience is very much important in gamification. as well as we know that when we play a game, we involve very much with our first-hand experience. That idea has brought by artificial intelligence. The gamification will motivate the students, engage the students. It will credit points to the students, tell them to identify their achievement, progress, day by day or minute by minute or hour by hour. So when students have been given a lucrative inputs or motivating factors through gamification, gamification will do beautiful things in educational system. These are various areas of ICT in education. So schooling and continuing education will assist in raising general populace awareness about the potentials and effects of disruptive technologies to facilitate informed choices consent. The study of current affairs and ethical issues will include a discussion on disruptive technologies. Appropriate instructional and discussion materials will also be prepared for school and continuing education like this. The awareness, issues of privacy, laws, standards, everything, AI-based data handling and data protection will be associated with these various variables and other disruptive technologies that are exposed to change the way we live and therefore change the way we educate students. It will include relating clean and renewable energy, water conservation, sustainable effort. These are all the parallel educative information like environmental preservation and other green initiatives. These will also receive prioritized attention in education with the use of educational technology. So recognizes the importance of leverage of advances of technology while acknowledging the potential risk and damages. Carefully designed and appropriately scaled pilot studies to determine the benefits of digital online education, optimizing and expanding the existing digital platforms and ongoing ICT-based educational initiatives to make the current needs and future challenges also. Using technology for online and digital education adequately to address concerns of equity as already discussed. So these online and digital education challenges are many. We have already discussed all these challenges and we know how to tackle it because we, the teachers, has to take the responsibility. And in the future also, we have to take way forward these digital and online technologies by involving ourselves with various strategies and various possibilities in digital awareness. Online and digital education, key initiatives, pilot studies on online education, digital infrastructure, online teaching platform and tools, content creation, digital repository and tools, addressing the digital divide, laying down standards, blended modes of learning, training and incentive for teachers, virtual labs, online assessment and examination has to be taken care of. So here is the implementation plan that has been highlighted with this flow chart. Just with all these things, definitely we can enhance the effectiveness of learning as understood by the recommendations of National Education Policy 2020, and it will be very fruitful